Hi, it's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. We are on the Normandy map, otherwise known as Overlord, and we've got apmate, who's now in Hades clan. Then the recently buffed object on board version 2. So a turn here with an IS-7 and Canada. Yeah, is it as good as the 907 now? Probably. Yeah, it always had a little bit more gun depression, but now the buffs, yeah, maybe BB call it the 907. 907 armour might be slightly better, because I'm not sure the armour got buffed, but certainly the gun and the handling, etc. they've improved. Alright, so working this spot here, quite a few tanks coming up, and just looking for those shots. Deal with them. And just bounced his first shot as well. Perfect. This is an early start of what, 2.0, something like the third or fourth day. So I'll try to decide what tier 10 line they want. But just have to see. Not running XVM, but XVM came out at the start, so games people played in the tier 10s, but just be a bit of distraction, so we'll pursue that. Alright, so just working this corner here, he's got his support with him, takes his first hit, and has to go for the repairs. Kit working, there it goes. Alright, so it's okay, it's going to be really hard, but there's some choice targets here that you can just use some mobility and drop some shots into the mouse in particular, and using his heat rounds here, so not having much of an effect on him. And now the mouse is going to suffer a bit. It's got side scraping going on, so the mouse is going to have more effect. It's turning away, which is what it can do with his turret, but he should really be on his hull at this point. So apmate going for the lower front, which is the weakness of one of the weaknesses of the mouse, and certainly is on the touching rudder. So weakness, very similar design in the hull. So getting him close to 200k of damage at this point. And get that Jetto poking out over the top, not just at this point, but keep an eye on him. And we've got another 7 who's not looking, which is good. Perhaps go for the front of it, yeah, just lands a shot. So just going to take your chances with those very narrow apertures to fire into. Might get front sprock of the E100, which she does, so it's an E50, not an E100. And now he's got him tracked in place, and he might get the kill with this shot. And that's exactly what happens. So apmate now running a bit short of heat rounds. I've got 5 left, and it's going to reserve them possibly for the mouse, so just trying to give him a bit of a reverse side scraping mode here. Now he's noticed some tanks down on the beach here, and the object 257 is down below. Hit by himself, to be honest, which is interesting. There's only one of them down there, running right. The other 2 tanks with their tank pushing on, but maybe Ben to just not going to take me into a 257 easily. Alright, now spotted these at 75 poking out. So it's one into him. And it's brought up his 4k of damage, so it's starting to work it now. And spotted down at 75. So apmate decides to go down and join the party here. Tracks himself coming over, but that's alright. He's with their kit. He's got a choice here, go the 75 or the 257, so he's going to try and bully the 257, use his armour to try and defeat him. So that shot penetrate, so turns around to go after the E75 now. 75 gun is running a big one, 128mm can be a bit of the challenge and take a bit of damage. And there you go. But the DPM of the 140 is going to bed, but he's only got 2 heat rounds left, so he's going to have to get the most out of him, which he's doing. He won't get the kill now, but his last round here, I've managed to bounce the incoming round, but also his round goes astray, so he's got to go RPM full time. The 257, he's in the middle of a crossfire, so he's got to deal with this E75, which he does. One more shot, and he's now done on fairly low health. He gets rid of the E75, and now he can turn around with his remaining 51 hit points and deal with the 257. He's got to stay out of the way of the gun, or at least put his sloped armour in the way of the gun, and that's exactly what he's doing here. And he's working the 257 over, no problem going through the front. He's got some nice flat plates there to penetrate. And just zooming out here so he can see what his target is. That's a good tactic, and there's a little bit of a problem there, but no problem. He gets taken out by the 257, who was sitting down on the beach all this time and finally decides to push forward. So apmate now pulling close to 7k of damage. He's bounced nearly 3k. So just to show you the strength of the underlayer of the Object 140. We'll get some shots into the rear of this TV. This TV1 takes out this team's mouse, but I've got some damage into this. Really nicely, gets a side shot on this TV1, drops back. Again, he's only got 51 hit points, and he's been faced with this TV1 and duffs his shot into the turf, and he's angling and jigging out of the way, but not fast enough to avoid apmate shell. So now closing in on 8k of damage, and he's got 3 kills. Conway there, who's poked up, and this one who fired at him and bounced the shot. And now there's only 3 enemy tanks left, the Conway NFV-205B 183 and a Tier 9 medium tank. So he's going after the Conway here, and he gets taken out by the Conway. Luckily he brought up his 8k, but he's going to have to sit there and watch his enemy, watch his team try and win. And as that will come up fairly soon, the Conway goes down, but I don't want to leave you with a picture of him sitting and smoking on the thing, so we'll cut to the results. Alright, got some nice results here. Ace Tanker Mastery Badge, Confederate and High Caliber. He's got 201,000 credits and 3.3k of experience, but let's have a look at the team scores, see how that compares. Alright, so he's finished well on top in damage. Next best in terms of damage was the BZ75 with 3k, and only a few doing over 2k, so yeah, we might be seeing a bit of the results of the version 2 handouts of tier 10s. And then on his side, i7 doing 3.2, being the best player, but the FV215B pulling out 3.8k, and the Canada doing 3.1, being the only call-outs there. Alright, let's have a look at the cost of running. So it's actually made a tidy little profit of 54k, which is always nice for tier 10 games, and that was largely due to having the platoon bonus. So again, always look out for that and see if you can get your platoons together. Best result there for apmate in his Object 140, and again, yeah, for people who've been playing the 907, particularly in Clan Wars, the 140 I think is really going to take its place. Anyway, that is the game. Thanks very much for watching. If you got anything value out of this or enjoyment, whatever, please give the video a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, that's an option for you. A lot more great content to follow. Thanks very much for watching.